in order to be able to send this declaration to all three governments without naming and blaming in the declaration. But as you know, I will not shy away to do this if there is a need to address any of the issues that we mentioned.
In the past, in the history of this conference, there were cases when there were separate clauses in declaration addressing specific problems of specific country. But I can't say it was much helpful in the past as well. But I don't know if anything is helpful on the high policy level, but on the individual cases, it might be helpful. But anyways, if you promise to approach individually and directly,
do I have to?
well, okay, let's wait.
Yeah. Okay, I know it was different, but at least since I came to the office, I decided to do it this way. Evaluation? Are you going to mention or yeah?
Я могу сказать, что у вас есть оценочные формы, которые нам нужны заполненными, для того, чтобы понимать, что вы думаете и что вы хотите от такого рода конференции в дальнейшем. Поэтому, если можно, до конца конференции, до того, как вы покинете этот зал, отдайте такую форму Адиле. Адиля, еще раз поднимите руку, пожалуйста. Она здесь будет до самого конца конференции, поэтому вы можете либо передать, либо в руки отдать Адиле свою форму.
Thank you, everyone, for very active participation. I have to say that I'm really impressed and very pleased to see that this can really be called your own conference. The participation and the active involvement of all of you is more and more visible every year, and this is more than a success for us. Once more, the conference has reserved its place as one of the most important platforms in the region to discuss media development, as well as for you journalists, media workers, and civil society to foster professional contacts and exchange. I appreciate very much the contribution of all experts, and I would like all of you, there is the only way we can thank them apart from staying in touch with them, to thank to Anna, to Katrin, to Dieter, to Doug, and to Christian. It's very difficult to see you as an expert, Christian, because you're part of our office. We do not call ourselves experts. And to say that we will look forward to work with all of them in the future. You can also stay in contact with them and also talk to them about your ideas on how to develop our tools for promoting media freedom. I'm sure each of us is taking something new, thought-provoking, perhaps even inspirational away from this conference. I'm taking with me my conviction that still a lot needs to be done, not only in this region, within the OSCE region and beyond. There are small steps forward and 2 huge steps back. And in addressing these issues, I can only assure you that I will not shy away to continue raising these problems, particularly when it comes to safety of journalists, bloggers, because for me, in this 21st century, what is happening to some of you, we have Amin here who experienced the worst possible scenario together with his colleague, but there are many having these problems, not only in South Caucasus, but in many other countries. And this is something my office will continue to raise with the governments, because it's absolutely unacceptable to have this kind of behavior by the authorities towards civil society. I will continue using all the instruments I have at disposal. As you know, the toolbox is not very in a way, the only really most important tool I have is my voice. Everything else is of very democratic nature, but I have to use it as much as I can. You have just adopted this conference declaration, and I do understand that some of you think this is not going to help, but the only way we can address this issue is to continue raising it publicly, openly, and directly in our societies. Otherwise, we cannot even think of succeeding in this fight for freedom in general. I also hope that you will refer to this document in your daily work, because this is also important. We together agreed that national legislation should facilitate openness and transparency of internet, including online media, and not restrict them. Authorities can play an important role in fostering use of social media tools to promote transparency and access of citizens to government-held information and information of public officials, and e-governance platforms are an excellent instrument for that. Last but not least, authorities must ensure an atmosphere in which journalists, bloggers, and online media activists can work without fear of harassment, fear of imprisonment, and fear for their lives. I intend to bring the text of the Tbilisi Declaration to the attention of authorities of Armenia, Azerbaijan, and Georgia next week already, and I would expect them to acknowledge its conclusions and follow up on the recommendations with concrete actions, whether by improving legislative practices or implementing necessary policy responses. On Azerbaijan, because there were many suggestions, I'm going to check with the authorities already in November if they read it and what are they going to do about our declaration. But this also goes for governments of Armenia and Georgia. So whoever is here from the governmental authorities, I would urge you to talk to your bosses, to heads of departments, in order to bring this declaration to their attention. I would like to thank interpreters. Our focal